Good morning, people of Earth. From the skies to the shores and to all the ships at sea, radio-free humanity is on the air.
It will be a short episode today. Ken Tanaka is with us to tell us more about the mysterious cryptography YouTube channel he's been looking into.
As promised, I have more for you on decrypting the 31215343312 initial video. In fact, I have more than I thought I would, because I've been working on the substitution cipher. We didn't talk about the cipher last episode. Let's start with that. ChatGPT was pretty sure that the number strings weren't a cipher, but on Reddit, they knew better. Score 1 for the humans. Some problems in decoding it are 1. The alphabet letters can be represented by more than one digit chunk. Secondly, the chunks can be either 3 digits, 2 digits, or 1 digit. 1-5, for example, is E, and 5 can also be E, and maybe so can 1. And good luck figuring out whether 1-2 is representing T, B, or F when it follows a 6. And here's a third problem. Almost all the words are English, but not always. Oh, and a fourth problem. The descriptions are sometimes cut off by the maximum number of characters visible in the YouTube interface. So your description decryption might end in the middle of a word or sentence. I used every title and description to see if I could make a complete decryption key for the cipher. And I couldn't. It's a work in progress. There's probably a more complete one out there, somewhere in Reddit space. If you can fill in any of my blanks, I'd appreciate it. If you don't want spoilers, this might be a good time to give the like button a tickle and rejoin me when you're ready. The name of the channel decrypts as TEST. I'd suggest starting with their very first video because the deciphered name of that video is Mission Start. Mission Start shows us a 5-row, 26-column matrix of digits. It's easy to see right away that the first portion, before the 0 of the title, appears in the first row of the matrix. The matrix is a cipher, but is also more than that. Here's what we've got for the Mission Start matrix. Mission initiated. This is something I can't figure out. Your communication language. The M at the end may be a signature. Now for the steganography. I imported the video into Adobe Premiere and exported every frame as a PNG file and uploaded them to ChatGPT. Then I extracted the audio as a WAV file and sent the audio to ChatGPT. Now I had to describe the number matrix on screen to ChatGPT. So I told it this. Having seen that the matrix contains the first half of the video title in its first row, I looked to see if the second part of the title was in the matrix too. And it is. So how do you tell ChatGPT about a visual pattern when the AI can't actually see what you see? Here's how I did it. That allowed ChatGPT to recognize the number string as a spatial pattern and keep it in mind as a possible key. ChatGPT recognized that the digits were in the 0 through 7 range, and therefore probably an octal system that could be converted into base 8 and further converted into ASCII or Unicode, which might reveal plain text. I told it to consider the digits as octals and do an octal to ASCII conversion. After I guided it down a few dead ends, ChatGPT and I decided to try XOR masks on the matrix, using the title's 2 numeric segments as keys. First, it scanned the PNG frames and found that the least significant bits in the color channels revealed a non-random bit stream when the data from all the frames was concatenated. This bit stream had blocks of bits whose grouping mirrored the digit groupings in the matrix. Namely, there was a segment that aligned with the first portion of the video's title. ChatGPT did spectrogram analysis on the WAV file and found patterns in that too. It extracted the least significant bits from the file and got a bit stream with repeating structures that could correspond to the spatial reading order that was formed by the second half of the video title's position in the matrix. ChatGPT then suggested combining the data, applying the XOR key derived from the 2 segments of the title as found in the visual digit matrix, and resequencing the bits based on the key. So, understanding precious little of what it had just said. Because I'm not in computer science, I told it, yeah, proceed with your proposed decryption strategy. And it did, revealing the plain text payload. The answer is 42. There's one thing I really got to comment on about these videos. The comment sections. They're filled with people who seem to think these videos are some kind of mystical experience, or messages from ascended masters or aliens or something. They think they've been chosen for some spiritual enlightenment that they're going to get from these videos. If they're serious, I guess. I gotta admit, I'm not the best at reading when people are just trolling or being satirical, maybe? I hope they're just trolling. Because if they're not, then, wow. I mean, these people vote. I hope they're all artists or something and not building bridges or running nuclear plants, because I'm not sure they're too good at...
May I have your speaking space?
Huh? Oh, Kalani, I didn't know you'd be joining us. Welcome.
I appreciate that you are trying to see me, but I am Sparrow now. I left an offering for Pele to apologize for being Kalani. I am aware now that I cannot be Kalani because I am not Hawaiian. Sparrow speaks more to my spirit, with its wings, its freedom.
Okay, Sparrow, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Ken. I'm grateful for you. I want to say I feel invalidated when I hear your words about the people in the comments section. People who are spiritual and not, defined or restricted by the prison of intellect and the trap of confining their explorations to the material world. I acknowledge that you are triggered by spirituality, but your words are violence toward people who are light workers functioning at a higher vibrational level.
Spiritual. Is that what it is? I like to think I'm spiritual too.
I am not judging, Ken. I never judge. These people are empaths who sense the sacred geometry at work in these videos, who can feel the meaning of the numbers. There is something beautiful manifesting here, Ken.
What they're manifesting is a code. Yeah, the videos look and sound really cool, but I'm not seeing anything mystical here.
You're not seeing, Ken. That's exactly the point. You're not seeing. It's a higher frequency.
What? Frequency? How many hertz is it? And what's vibrating to make the frequencies, Sparrow? How do you measure these frequencies of yours?
You know that these things can't be measured by material things, Ken. But the veil is very thick for you. Thank you for sharing your space with me, Ken. Namaste.
Anytime, Sparrow. Have a nice, earthly experience. Well, anyway, I'm working on the second video now. Here's a sneak preview. The title is Hello. I got the audio professionally cleaned up to better hear the numbers being recited. I've decrypted the substitution cipher on most of the video description. As some people have speculated in the video's comment section, it says, hello. Then there's a word I can't figure out, followed by initiates. This is your mission. People online have suggested and welcome for the part I can't get, but I just can't make that fit the cipher key as I understand it. For one thing, they seem pretty consistent in using a 0 to signify a space between words, and there's no 0 in that particular string. Join me in our next episode. I've also decrypted the substitution cipher for the audio, and once again, ChatGPT has come through for the steganography. Maybe. I'm not entirely convinced it isn't just taking answers from Reddit instead of decrypting it for itself. I mean, what do we need the AI for if it's just going to look up stuff on Reddit like we can do already? But I don't think anymore that the Cicada 3301 group has anything to do with this, except maybe it was an inspiration 13 years ago for whoever is making these videos. But I'm skeptical about this being meant to be an ARG. I'm thinking, who would put hours and hours of their time into making a game over the course of 13 years that they were not making any money on until a few weeks ago when they started taking channel memberships? Is it normal for game designers to put in tons of effort for 13 years for zero profit? And the decrypted payloads don't seem to have any clues to further puzzles in them, like I would expect for an ARG, but having only seen the first two solutions, maybe that changes in future videos. Maybe they started out doing this for a club or a class in school. I think calling it an ARG is a bit generous. I would say they're probably just complex puzzles for ultra-smart computer science geeks. After all, they named their channel Test, not Game. Maybe it started as a private hobby thing, challenging friends or other cryptography fans. I'm going to keep poking at these because even though they're beyond my abilities, they're intriguing, and who doesn't love a little intrigue? If there's any interest, tell us in the comments. We can post a downloadable PDF with the prompts and ChatGPT conversation, and a copy of the cipher table, and the string of numbers in the audio for the second video. Would you be willing to chip in $1 for it? Getting a pro to tease the voice out of that noise wasn't cheap. Gotta be honest, I won't be able to convince the boss to put up a downloads page if it has to come out of his own pocket. He gave me enough grief about hiring an audio engineer. Have fun and tune in next time. I'll keep you posted.
I think Ken is enjoying himself. Check back with us if you want to follow his progress.